Hello. Today's lesson is on close reading of difficult text. You'll need two things: a close reading strategies handout and your difficult text, which we're doing The Spirit of Liberty speech by Learned Hand. I also have, I like to use colors. You can use circles and stars or whatever, but I have a variety of colored pencils to go along with my work today. So first is, what is close reading? We're going to define close reading as reading carefully to gain deeper understanding of difficult text. So we're not going to do this on a fiction book. We're not going to do this on something that's easy. We're going to do this reading carefully to gain deeper understanding of difficult text on something like a passage we're going to read today, or a science textbook, or something that we have to break down because we need to know the details. All right? And you can see the close reading strategies I have here. Number the paragraphs, chunk the text, underline claims. In the left margin, put the author's message, and in the right margin, dig deeper. So it's a 6-step process. On the back side of this handout, we also have tips for analyzing literary nonfiction. So if you want to go even further with this, you use this side, but for this lesson, we're going to use this side. All right, and we have Learned Hand's speech. And we're just going to follow through with the steps to get us to a deeper understanding. Okay. Begin by numbering the paragraphs. And when I say number the paragraphs, you're looking for where they have indentations, but we're also going to use the title. So the title information is all number 1. I'm going to use blue for my numbering. My second paragraph is indented right here, so that's paragraph 2. My third paragraph is indented right here. That's paragraph 3, and it goes all the way through the bottom of the page. Paragraph 4 is one sentence. Paragraph 5. And down at the bottom of this page is paragraph 6. Numbering the paragraphs is pretty easy, but we do that in order to help us find what we're talking about when we talk with other people. We can say, in paragraph 5, it said this. Okay. So, numbering. And the second step is chunking. I'm going to keep with my blue pencil. I'm going to chunk the text. So I'm going to look for things where I think the text has a break. That can be the paragraph breaks, but it's also going to be other places. We'll take a look here. For instance, we're going to chunk right here across the title. And we're going to chunk right here where the text is different. It's bolded. It's different than the other text. So we're going to chunk in that spot. And then we have a whole paragraph that's a whole page. So we have to chunk this text to make it work. What I'm going to look for when I chunk text like this is I have regular sentences, but where that changes, I'm going to do something different. So I have another regular sentence, and now I have a question. I have a dash. Those are different kinds of punctuation. I have another question here. So one of the things that I could see this author does is uses questions. I'm going to chunk the questions, but I want to keep the questions with the answer because we can see that this says, what was the object that nerved us or those that went before us to this choice? We sought liberty. I want to keep the question and the answer together. So in order to chunk that, I'm going to draw a line above the question for a new chunk. I'm going to do that with the next question. And I'm going to continue to scan, and I see another question toward the bottom where I'll do another chunk. Not all authors use the question and answer one, but this author seems to do that. Turning to the back side, again I have bolded text. That's a chunk. I have to look through this text and see where there might be a place to chunk this text. As I go through it, I'm reading, I see a very long sentence with several semicolons in the sentence. I see some more dashes. I see some more dashes. I see some more dashes. I see some more semicolons. And I'm not quite sure where I want to chunk that. How do I know? I haven't read it yet. I'm just looking at the text. It says to scan for breaks and use the text as a guide, and that's what I'm doing. So as I see this very long sentence with several semicolons in it, goes down, down, down. It even has some dashes in it. It goes down, 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 and a period. And then this one very long sentence, the next sentence starts with and. That makes me feel like that might be a little odd for a speech. It doesn't seem very formal, and I seem to have one more very long sentence. So I'm just going to break it at the sentence break, using the text as a clue. One very long sentence, it seems to be another very long sentence without stopping, but with several semicolons and dashes. And then I have one more here. And that is using the text as a guide to chunk. I might be right, I might be wrong. I can only know by looking at it if I've done a good job of chunking, and that will come with the next few steps.